if you're a person that you have something that you really love doing, if you're not doing that, you cheating yourself out of life.
Cuzzo,
Yeah,
welcome, man. Welcome back.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? We got the show cracking.
yeah.
Hey, welcome to Art to Art. You already know what time it is. But this is my bro right here. Auty 5, aka Authentic, aka Thomas Johnson. This is my brother from another mother. You know what I'm saying? Happy to have you here, cuz, you know.
Yeah, it was always good to see you, bro.
Man, always,
Yeah.
always, you know. And we just jumped into the flow of things.
Yeah.
Um, tell the people what you do. Introduce yourself real quick. Just let them know about you.
Man, I'm an artist first, but I'm Chef Auty. That's what I do. I'm a chef. I love it.
Word.
That's it. It's no. This is what it is. Like if you don't love it, get out of it. You know, like
Right.
I love it.
Right.
Like I love food. My everyday life is food. Like it's every day. That's what I do. Every
Right.
day.
Right. Man, we go back so far just to fill the people in. You know what I mean? When I first moved to Chicago, I came out here to mess with the music. Ran into Mike Moody.
Yeah.
Met your brother Bub. Shout out to Bub, Daddy Reels. Then the whole squad formulated, man. Y'all put y'all arms around me coming from the D. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Inglewood, came over there.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, freestyling at Moody crib.
Yeah, I think I met you the one freestyling.
Oh, the first
That first night I met
Right.
you over there, he was playing them records.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Moody used to have it cracking on the freestyle
He sure
sessions,
did.
dog.
Those shit used to be fun
Man,
as hell.
that was too much fun.
Yeah,
dog.
it was.
And then just fast forward to now. Now you a chef. We started through the music, met up, started making music, Grindependent, hitting the streets with it, selling CDs,
So many.
so many CDs, tearing the
you
streets
have
up.
to tell. You have to say how many CDs.
Man, dog,
we
went
sold so many.
so many CDs, so much music out there in the streets
much
of Chicago, downtown, South Side.
If you put all the years together, man, we probably sold, man. It was at a point with a time I was selling 200 to 250 CDs weekly.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah.
And that was easy. That was an easy week.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know what I'm
that was
saying? So-
that was average. That was just
Yeah, because about every 2 days I was burning up another 100.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was an easy week. So some weeks I probably sold 300-400, damn near.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that was the grind, dog. We had that shit down to a
at
science.
an average of about $7 a CD.
Mm-hmm.
So you can imagine how much money that was.
Clocking.
We wasn't working no regular jobs or nothing, bro.
It was just all
Lifestyles
greenbacks.
was still
All green.
still regular lifestyles. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit was
Hand in
crazy.
hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then now, from there, you brought that to where you are now, which is I ain't gonna say new passion, but it's like discover passion. Always been a part of you, like you talked about. But now that's what you're doing.
I always loved it. You know what? I hate it, man. Like I hate it for myself too. You know what I'm saying? Because like I love music so much. Music was what was getting me money at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So the only time I really cooked was like if for like one of my girlfriends or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So they the only ones who really knew if I could cook, really knew that I could cook like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
Matter of fact, one of my girlfriends that I used to be with, that when I got into cooking, I used to cook for her all the time, and she was just like, "Man, like you cook really, really, really good." Like, so I was just like, "Yeah, I knew that already, but it was just a matter of me getting into it." You know what I'm saying? Like at that point, I didn't know how to get back into it.
Oh,
You know what
okay.
I'm
So
saying?
you was
Like,
just doing it just
I was out of the game
on
for
the
so
humbug,
long.
right?
I was out of the game. Okay, I started working for the Palmer House Hilton in '96.
Mm-hmm.
Then I left it. That was my intern when I was in high school. So
Oh, you was.
yeah, so I took culinary arts in high school.
Oh, okay.
For 3 years.
I ain't never know that.
Yeah,
Right.
like I went to Harper High School. We had a small schools inside of our school.
Right.
So we had like one for like technology, and then he had auto, and then we had like it was like 4 different schools within my school, and then you had regular general school.
Okay.
So like people started like breaking off into like students started breaking off into different sections of the school, like depending on what they want to go to college for.
Yeah. We had something like that, like Votech. They called it Votech.
And it was crazy because look, I had a division teacher, right? Her name was Miss Pitcher, man. This lady, man, phenomenal lady.
Mm-hmm.
So she was just a nice lady. She was always as nice to me, like ever since I first met her. And I didn't even ask her to put me in the it was called Facets, right? I didn't even ask her to put me in there.
Mm-hmm.
So after my freshman year, she just put me in the program, like, but she was running the program.
Okay.
So she just signed me up for it, like, without even telling me. You know, so now I go back to school, I'm like, Facets, like, what is this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, once I had got my schedule, I'm like, culinary arts, like, dang, I got, you know what I'm saying? I got food service, you know? So I was happy because, one, I always love food, so I love to eat too. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be able to eat every day up in here, you know?
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got to eat the lunchroom food or whatever. That's how I'm thinking.
Okay, right.
You know what I'm saying? So I get up in there, and my first teacher, her name was Miss Maddle. Mm-hmm. She ended up passing away my junior year, like the beginning of my junior year. But she was the first person, like, you know what? The first thing she taught us how to make there was lemonade. Like, for real. And that's how I found out that salt go in lemonade. And a lot of people don't know that.
I just learned that right now.
You just learned something new.
Right.
Salt go in lemonade. That's what make lemonade taste better. Like, lemonade is good, you know, but once you put that salt in there. So you ever had salt on a lemon before?
Nah.
Right. That's good, too. That's good.
Yeah. That's.
So back in the days, we used to like we had extra lemons in the crib. We used to get a lemon and just put salt on it and just bite it like that.
Oh, straight up?
Because it takes some of the tartness away to the point where you can actually do that.
I never
you know what I'm saying?
That.
So
right.
I found out that salt going in lemonade. So I'm looking like, dang, you know what I'm saying? That's the first thing I actually learned in her class. Because the first thing we ever cooked was we made lemonade and we had made caramel popcorn.
Okay.
That's how I found out that caramel was made from just sugar.
Right.
Did you know that?
Just caramelized sugar?
Yeah, just sugar, just heat it up and just, it's going to turn into caramel.
Oh, straight up.
Yeah.
Right.
But you can add like butter and stuff to it like that to make it taste better. Or,
so basically it's just like melted burnt sugar?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
That's crazy. Audio the case with the culinary.
I was just at work like, what was that, Sunday? And one of our guys was just making, one of the other chefs in there was making taffy apples. Like that.
Man, I didn't even know. I mean, I knew you was into it from the grind. You used to be talking about it. And then sometimes you would cook, you know what I'm saying? Like we was Oak Forest, different places. We was different headquarters we had. But
do you remember when we used to go past all the restaurants? I used to be like, oh man, Brazaz, man, that shit right there, bro. Like that's top notch. I used to always do that.
Yeah,
you know
you used to comment on it. You used to comment on it. But now that you just said that you kind of pushed it back, it's coming back to the mind. How
exactly.
You was that was already a passion in the back of your conscience right there.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much it was until we start, you know, talking more about it on the grind. Like, you start thinking about like, man, I'm thinking about this, thinking about that.
Yeah.
Once you actually started. Remind me how you actually got that first chef gig. Because I remember you was working at...
the first chef gig, I was working at J.J. Pepper's on Chicago and Rush. So, you know, I got that job off selling music, though.
Right.
Because you remember Mr. Willis dude used to be outside. And he used to buy our CDs, you remember?
Yeah.
Because he just like how we used to hustle. But and then I used to stop in there too. And there was another spot that I could stop at if it was too cold outside.
Right. And we used to come up there all the time. Shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Big James bought like 5, 6 of each of our CDs.
All the time.
And his son.
And his son.
You know what I'm saying? James, right.
Yeah.
J.J. Pepper. So, because I remember it was one of the coldest winters ever. And then you was like, man, I'm about to get this gig at J.J. Pepper.
Yeah.
Right.
He did it. He forced that job on me. Like, man, you want a job? I'm looking like, he's like, man, you know you can work and do this too, right? You still can sell your music like on other days, you know?
Right.
I'm looking like, you know what? And then the girl that I was with at the time, she was like, oh man, you did get a stable job because she didn't like me selling music because, you know, I was in the streets 24/7.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And she didn't like that. So, which I kind of understand that now. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it is.
I was getting older. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially on the look back. But man. We're having no other way. You know what I mean?
Man, me neither. But bro, we dodged a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because we was out there in the trenches every night.
Every night.
In different neighborhoods. Every side of town.
It's crazy. It's crazy how the antennas were so sharp though.
Antennas were sharp as hell. And we was just positive on a positive grind.
Yeah. So everything came to us.
Exactly.
Everything came to us. That's a big part of life lessons.
At the right time too. That's the crazy thing too. Everything was always at the right time.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so you know, so one night I'm walking past there or whatever. No, it was daytime. He was sitting out there smoking or whatever. You know, we started talking. He was like, "Man, I need somebody." So you know, I'm like, "I bet I got you."
Right.
So he had gave me the little application or whatever. One little sheet of paper. I filled it out like you know. And then man hit me up in 2 days like, "Man, you want to come work?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, skip it. I'm coming.
Right.
I'm gonna do it." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I did it. I went and worked there. He ended up passing away. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Big
but
James,
I thank
rest
him
in
for
peace,
that
man.
because you know what? Because he actually put me in a transition, so I have to thank him for that.
Yeah,
You know
he
what
was
I'm saying?
super cool all the time.
Yeah, cool as hell.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot from him. I ain't even gonna front. Like
Right.
he used to be on like straight game. You know what I'm saying? Like on being a man type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't saying that I ain't had that in my life, but at the same time, I still needed it at that time. Still.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So when I'm in there. My brother had came from Texas. Terrell, I had made some jerk rib tips, bro. You know what I'm saying? I had made the jerk rib tips. The next day I'm at work, I'm warming them up. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the chefs from across the street come in there like, man, it smells good up in here, man. What is that, right?
Right.
So I'm like, man, these some jerk rib tips. So he's like, jerk rib tips. Like, man, he's like, man, you mind if I taste one? I'm like, nah. I'm like, here you go. You know what I'm saying? I gave him one. So he tasted like, man, this is really good, bro. Like, this is good. So now we start talking about food every day. So now when he'll come in on his breaks or he'll come get him a beer to ride the metro train. You know what I'm saying? So we end up talking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now we talking for about an hour now. So now we always just talking about food though. Just talk about food. He was like, man, you should get back into cooking, you know? So he ended up becoming a executive chef at the Hilton down the street.
Right.
You know, like
Okay.
it was called the Conrad. So he ended up becoming a chef. So he like, man, it was in the newspaper actually. He showed me like, look. And then he was like, man.
Oh, that he became the head chef?
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's great, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, man, I'm going to take you with me. I'm looking like, yeah, right, do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just blowing smoke. Like, he ain't finna take me with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
What do you think this is? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the man was serious, man. So it was a job fair. He had told somebody else at my job to let me know about the job fair. So they didn't let me know. However it went, like I don't think it ain't like it was malice or nothing. They ain't doing it on purpose, but they like either forgot or something like that. So he came in like, man, you want to go to the job fair? I'm like, nah. So he's like, man, it's another one tomorrow. Go, you know?
Right.
So the next day I go to the job fair. Boom, I walk in there. I ain't filled out the application. I ain't did nothing. You know what I'm saying? I just walked in there like, yeah, James told me to come here. So they like, what? Like, did you fill out the application? I'm like, no, I didn't. They was like, oh, well, you had to fill out an application for us to interview you. So, you know, just come back when you fill out the application. So I'm walking up out of there like, man, let me go back to J.J. Peppers and sell this liquor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I had to work that day. So I'm walking out of there. Boom. He walking in at the same time I'm walking out the door. Oh, he grabbed me like, where you going? I'm like, no, they said I had to fill out an application. He took me to his office, put me on the computer real quick.
Right.
I filled the application out. They interviewed me. He just walked me over to the table like, hey, interview him right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they interviewed me. But the thing was, he couldn't interview me.
Okay.
So, and he was the executive chef of a restaurant in there. He wasn't the executive chef of the hotel. He just ran the restaurant that was on the upstairs. So the guy that actually put me on, his name was Nathan Valls. Right?
Okay.
So Nathan Valls, Chef Nathan Valls, right? He was like, he interviewed me. So I go to the interview. This man asked me maybe 2 questions. The first question he asked me was like, no, he was like, man, on your application it's saying that you haven't worked in the industry in a long time or whatever. Like, I don't know if you know, experienced enough. So I'm like, I'm getting a little scared, like, dang, I ain't gonna get it, you know?
Right.
So then he's like, man, what's your favorite thing to cook? So my favorite thing to cook is lasagna, right? So I got that from my mother, right? Because my mother made a fire lasagna. So she made the lasagna all the time. So that's one of the main things that I learned how to cook from her.
Right.
So I just told him lasagna, right? So he like, oh man, I love lasagna, right? So now, right after he said I love lasagna, his phone rings. Like, oh my God, man. Know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking like, he in an interview, he ain't gonna answer the phone. This man answered the phone. He answered the phone. He's saying somebody telling him something. He was like, okay. And he was like, I gotta go. What? Right in my interview.
Right.
He's like, I gotta go. I'm like, what? Know what I'm saying? So he get up like, I'm gonna walk you out. So then when he walking me out, he like, if I hire you, I'm gonna call you today. So I stuck my hand out to shake his hand. You know what I'm saying? So when I shook his hand tight, looked at me in his eyes like, hey, if you hire me, I promise I ain't gonna let you down. You know what I'm saying?
That's what you said to him?
Yeah, like, boom. Right. I go back to work. I'm in there, you know what I'm saying, stacking liquor up, you know what I'm saying, or whatever.
Right.
Man, the man hit me up like, they offered the job to me right there. Boom. Started me off for like, maybe like $1 an hour or something like that. I'm looking like, oh yeah, this decent right here. You know, I can work around this. Yeah. I still was selling CDs. At the same time, I still was hitting up the Cubs neighborhood.
Right.
Still
Wrigleyville.
doing that. Wrigleyville, loving Wrigley. Yeah. Hey, I want to say this, bro. Wrigleyville, thank you. Right. First of all,
shout out to Wrigleyville.
It's nowhere in the world that I cannot be a Cubs fan because of this.
Right.
Thank you. No,
that's true facts. Wrigleyville was the
Wrigley was the shit.
That was the grind field for real, man. You could go over there, count on it, man, and have a good ass time too.
And have so much fun.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Wrigleyville, good looking out. Cubs.
Wrigley.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that's how I became a Cubs fan. I was a White Sox fan at first, but after that,
right, we made so much money over there.
As a matter of fact, do you remember when you was always like, man, come on, let's go up to Wrigley, man, it's cracking up there. And I was like, man, I'm not going to no Wrigley.
Right. Nah,
how long was I saying that?
Yeah, you was saying that for a while.
At least a year.
At least a year, because I remember the first person that went up there was LG Webby.
Right.
We went up there.
Yeah.
And he caught wind up like, man, look like this Wrigley.
Right.
Hey, we was out there swinging for the fences.
Man, Joe.
And that shit was coming too, because it was so wide open.
Telling you, man.
Yeah, the territory.
On a weekend of Wrigley, if they had a game on Saturday and Sunday,
right,
or Friday and Saturday,
right, or
you could make your rent.
Yeah, easy.
In 2 days.
I mean, we was counting on it. Shit.
Yeah, we was counting on it. We was loving it. We knew their schedule and everything.
Right, we had all the home games down.
We knew they was gonna have about 80 games there. You know what I'm saying?
Night games,
the whole week games. We was there for the whole week.
Right.
They probably got tired of us, man.
Man, they did. I mean, we cleaned them out. we cleaned them out. They knew we was coming.
They knew we was coming.
They knew we was coming. That was crazy. Yeah. So then from there, man. So when you got to the chef side of things, I remember when you were still doing your music.
Yeah.
But you started getting deeper into the chef. Like, man, I gotta, I'm working this. So how was you feeling about the music?
I still love music now. Music is still part of my cooking. You got to know that.
Right.
Because I still play music when I'm cooking right now.
Uh-huh.
So music helps me cook, actually.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's a part of the game.
Right.
For me, like I have to have music on when I'm cooking.
Okay.
That's just what it is.
Okay.
A shot of whiskey too. I like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Get nice, get right.
But it's that music though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For real. The music, I'm telling you.
So on that tip, do you think like what ways, like writing lyrics, putting a song together, and then when you make your meals, you put stuff together, what's the similarities there, or how is it?
It's ingredients, man. Like even like, okay, so you know how you setting up bars, right?
Right.
When you setting up your lyrics, it's all for the big punchline, right?
Right.
So the finished product is the punchline. You know what I'm saying? So when you putting your bars together, like they gotta match up. Like even with your ingredients. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like your ingredients gotta match up. Like some stuff just goes together. Like cilantro and lime. You know what I'm saying?
That's a bar right there.
You see what I'm saying? Right. But you feel me though.
Right, yeah, for sure.
You know what? That's why I love Ghostface too, man. Ghostface used to be on that.
Right. He had a lot of colors and flavors in his flow.
Yeah. It's about that life. It's all flavors too. You know what I'm saying? Like some flavors just go together. You know what I'm saying? That's why people like jerk chicken so much. They don't know why. You know what I'm saying? But there's so many Caribbean flavors within jerk chicken that all match.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like most of the stuff that's in jerk chicken, like allspice and all that type of stuff, all that stuff comes from over there.
Right.
Comes from Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? These are all Caribbean vibes put together.
I first got up on jerk chicken.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
like you put it like setting up the bars and like setting up the ingredients.
Setting up the
some things just go together.
Some things go together.
So when you put
some things don't.
Right.
And if it don't, it's gonna be a disaster. You can scrap that whole verse. It's trash. You know what I'm saying? Right. For real.
Right. It's trash.
It's
like
you. It's for real.
Yeah.
That's why it's still art, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like matching colors.
Yeah.
Because even when you get to the point where now you making your plate, right?
Right.
You still want to match that up. Like certain things is gonna look good together. Like if you got steak and that's brown, right? You're gonna throw some green around that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's fall colors right there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what color?
Fall, like autumn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You,
So the
you gonna want to match
presentation
that
of
up
it.
too. You know what I'm saying?
So is you think about all of those things when you're cooking, like the styles, the colors and stuff?
Well, I don't
too?
think about it now because now it's like second nature. But like, you know, I have before.
Right.
Like especially like when I had to get my plate up game together. You know what I'm saying?
Plate up.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know how to do plate ups. Like plate ups is what bring people in.
Okay, what's
You
that?
know what I'm
What's
saying?
plate up?
Like your plate up is like how your plate is set up. Like once you take a picture of it,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay, right.
Like, you know, like, okay, you look at a restaurant and they like promoting something on TV. There'd be a plate up they put up there. You know what I'm saying?
Make it look
like,
tantalizing.
Yeah, you want to put everything in the middle. You want to make sure there ain't nothing running. Like the whole plate is white. You know what I'm saying? Everything is sitting is right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like when you're in these restaurants and like hotels and stuff like that, everybody gotta have a white towel on them. You know what I'm saying? Like so when they plating up, they gotta wipe. Don't say all the little smudges and everything because you just want that plate to just shine. Boom, everything in the middle lined up. It's even. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All of that means something.
The presentation of it is like.
So when somebody see it, they go, "Oh my God!" Like,
yeah, to make your mouth water.
I want that. You know what I'm saying?
So like with your style of cooking, like your style of setting up bars, just to bring it back to the art to art, like your style of setting up bars and your voice and stuff like that. And you know you always have like different strengths and weaknesses in anything.
Right.
So do you have certain strengths that you always rely on in cooking too? Or does that work like that? How did that flow?
My strength in cooking is seasoning, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know how to season really good.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my main thing. And then I know how to plate up real good, too.
Okay.
And another thing, too, like, I know how to sear real good.
You know how to what?
Sear.
Sear. Right,
so searing is like, say, for instance, you know, you got a steak or you got some chicken or whatever, right? You could just get this chicken and season it and just throw it in the oven, but it ain't going to look good. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so
you're going to want to sear it first, like a hot skillet or a flat top or something like that. You want to get a nice color on both sides before you actually bake it off.
So that's more part of the presentation.
Yes.
Searing.
Yes.
Okay.
But look, this the trick right here though. That's part of the presentation, but that's also part of the flavor too. Because once you sear it on both sides, that's what locks in the flavor.
Oh, okay.
Because it caramelizes the out. You know,
oh, straight up.
So it crusts the outside.
Oh, okay. So it lock in the juices
in the inside.
Okay.
So that's why a lot of people don't know. Like,
right.
A lot of people might do baked chicken, but I'm not gonna bake no chicken if I don't sear it first. You know what I'm saying? That's just a part of the game.
So you sear it before?
First, yeah. So what I'm gonna do is like, say if I'm making baked chicken right now, right? I'm gonna get me a skillet, and then I'm gonna put me some olive oil in it, and I'm gonna let it get hot, right?
Right.
Until it's hot, and then after my chicken is seasoned and everything, I'm gonna sit it on there, on both sides. For about 3 minutes on both sides, and then it's gonna look like it's done almost, but you know the inside not gonna be done. Then I'm gonna throw it in the oven, and it's gonna come out looking beautiful.
Word. Okay. Serious. Yeah.
Which is also like setting up bars. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's just that development.
Yeah, it's just a process.
It's a process of it. Then so when you described how you made though, that made me think about like you never really know where the lyrics may go.
You don't.
You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you don't. Even when you sear it or whatever, you still don't know how it's gonna look once it come out the oven.
Right.
But guess what? 100% of the time, it's gonna look good.
Right.
But you don't know how.
You don't know how.
You don't know what part
got
you know the crisp on. You know, it's never gonna look the same.
Yeah, you can't really predict it.
It's never gonna look the same.
You might have an idea.
Yeah.
Like it's like making a song. That's one thing I love about making songs. Like you might go and test your voice and have your lyrics. Be like, yeah, this is gonna come off like this.
Yeah.
But by the time it's laid, you be like, damn, that shit. It never ceased to amaze.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Especially when other people like it, they be like, bro, you killed this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when you make a meal, they be like,
it's that too. Like you know how you made a dope song. The first thing you want to do is you want to let somebody hear that joint, right?
Right.
And when somebody hear that joint, you're gonna be watching them, like seeing if they like it.
Yeah.
It's the same way with food.
Right.
Like if you cooking food, literally. Any chef, if they sit up here, they will be lying, bro. If they say they don't care about how somebody feel about their food.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the main thing.
I mean, man. Hey, you know what you just remind me of, dog? Like, so when, you know how people cook with love, like, you know, like your moms and stuff like that. So can you tell, or like when you have a certain mood or something like that, or the kitchens, the environment, is the food coming out different because of how
Yes. Look, you know what? So you could tell if somebody having a bad day, bro. Like working in the industry, I promise you, you could tell if somebody having a bad day for sure. because it's gonna come out in their food.
Right.
Like that, you can't bring what goes on at home
into the kitchen. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you do, it's gonna be a disaster.
Right.
That's for sure.
So as a so what's the positions? Head chef, sous chef. What's the difference between all of those?
It's
you got line cooks.
It's executive chef, sous chef, cook 1, cook 2, cook 3.
Okay.
Kind of like that.
Okay.
But you know, it's so many different titles, man. They got chef de cuisine, all types of stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the French name for it. That's what some places call it, or you know, but you know,
it's different positions. So is what you just spoke of now, is a certain position like the head chef, if they're responsible for keeping people morale up and stuff like that too, or
nobody? Listen, when you watch these TV shows, right? And you see these chefs, they got everybody all, you know, like say for instance, you know, I'm not gonna say no names, you know what I'm saying? But you'll watch a TV show, you got this chef just yelling and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just going crazy, like you know what I'm saying, on people and being disrespectful or whatever.
Right.
That's not doing nobody no justice. That's for TV. You know what I'm saying? Because in actuality, you shouldn't want your cooks to be cooking under that type of pressure. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
For real.
Right.
Like it's best to make it a nice environment because it's gonna be a disaster. If you know, that's for TV. That's why people, you know, they like to see people mess up on TV on the shows. You know what I'm saying? That's what make the show.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying?
It's that little tension that adds to the hookup.
Like man, I'm telling you, you might not like your chef and your chef might not like you, but I'm trying to tell you, once everybody in that kitchen, everybody gonna work together. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So you might not like them personally, but once man, I done worked on a whole staff before when none of us liked each other. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? We made exclusive great meals every day.
Oh, word. Okay.
Every day.
Just because of
just the respect for the food.
Just respect for the food.
Yeah.
Right. So those people passionate like that. Yeah. People you talking about.
For real. I'm talking about I ain't even like this person. You know what I'm saying? This person didn't like me either. But guess what? I still ate their food.
Right.
At the end of the day.
Right.
And if that shit was fire.
Right. You knew they was gonna throw that.
I'm gonna tell them like, Joe, that shit was fire. I don't care if I don't like you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's the intricacy. Everybody love food,
but you gotta respect it.
Yeah, you gotta respect it. And I mean, shit, it's nourishment.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? On the cooking side.
Yeah. Even the people that I used to work with, I say that I didn't like, I still love them, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just because like we got that type of connection. You know what I'm saying? Like for real.
Right.
And I still learned a lot from them too. Like that's another thing too, man. Like, no matter how big in the game you get, I promise you, you're gonna learn. You can learn from the smallest person when it comes down to the chef game.
Right. Yeah, that's wild. That's what
they're gonna have a technique that you do not know about. Everybody got it.
Different techniques.
Yeah, man. Because everybody come from different households. They come from different cooking things, different ways.
Different cultures.
Everybody, different cultures. Everything. Everybody's gonna bring something to the game.
Right.
And you'll be a fool to just try to say, I ain't gonna do it because this person. You know what I'm saying? Because of this person did it.
Yeah, you ain't gonna.
When you know that technique is fire, you gonna take it.
Right.
I took something from everybody.
Okay.
From the biggest chefs to the smallest cooks.
Oh yeah. It's picking up different techniques, different styles and stuff like that. So man, now that you on the chef side and really making your mark in that industry, and then we spoke about the grind, like what part of the grind, like the hustle-matic, the Grindependent, is beneficial to you now that you can speak on?
Man, it's a lot. First of all, just be able to stay in heat. Too. You remember hot summer days where we out there sweating crazy, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Volume, a lot of people, dealing with a lot of people. All types of stuff, man.
The chaos of things.
Yeah, the chaos,
having
bro.
to focus still.
Yeah, having to still be able to zone in, you know what I'm saying, to get what you came to get.
Right.
That too, man, just like, it's a lot.
Right.
It's very similar, man. Like, you have to look at it to see if it's similar.
Right.
But once you look at it and you dissect it, it's so similar.
So you say it's just like art too.
Yeah.
It's the same.
It's the same, man.
So that just like help keep your focus, because you got to be focused, bro. It's so many things. That's one thing that about our relationship that I'm definitely grateful about. Is like we saw each other grow in our focus. You know what I'm saying? You know, I used to be wild. You know what I mean? I used to be like kind of not hot headed, but just a little tempered or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then I remember one time you told me that. I'll never forget it. You was like, man, I like how I see your focus coming in. You being more mature.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? Even, you know, I got a couple years on you.
Yeah.
It still meant a lot because I knew you was right there with me.
Yeah.
So that's anytime somebody close to you, like you said about the cook.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We done had squads.
Oh, yeah, we done had all too. Come on, we done been through all types of shit.
All types of shit.
But that's all part of it.
It all boiled down to you know that man on your team. You know what I'm saying? You know that's your bro no matter what. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's the real stuff. So the grind is a terrible thing to waste.
It's a terrible thing to waste. But you know what, though? Even at the same time, like, even with that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I learned a lot of shit from you. I learned a lot of stuff from you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, period, bro. Like, just being, man, bro, I was coming from, like, literally, because you remember, I was working for the CTA, you know. I did that, you know.
Yeah.
But when I started working there, I didn't really know what I was going to do after that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My OG had passed away. My father, you know how fathers be in relationships. You know, you can always call your father, but no man really wants to do that.
Right.
I don't know why we like that, but we just like that.
That's just
you know what I'm saying?
You want to stand on your own too.
I want to stand on my own too, because I don't want him to be trying to say, "Oh, I told you so." Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to show him that I'm a man. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like, bro, I learned a lot from you, bro. Like, just being responsible as far, like, you know, never disrespect the grind. The grind is always there. We got to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of times I ain't want to grind, but I, maybe be like, man, bro.
Right.
Come on, G.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Get it right.
Or I see you and Bub get up, y'all hopping on the bike. You know what I'm saying? Riding them over down 150 all the way down to the metro train. Like, you know what I'm saying? All of that. I'm looking like, you know what I'm saying? It was sometimes I used to stay back and I used to be like, dang, man, they out there making all that bread, bro.
Right.
I'm here looking crazy right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For real, man. So
I remember though.
I seen how you was grinding, bro. Like, I remember when we was grinding. You know what? Matter of fact, I remember the first day. So I started working for the CTA. I made I had maybe 5 or 6 songs. Mm-hmm. That's what I had right there. You wasn't here in Chicago yet. You wasn't here yet. It was me and my brother, and we was like, man, we finna go sell this music, bro. Because my brother had just started working too. We was like, we got this crib, like, man, we got to pay this rent.
Right.
Like, man, we had just came up with a thing like, bro, if we make $30-something, I think it was $36 a day, every day, then we be able to pay our rent. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So once I did that, I went down there the first day. I made maybe like $60. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking like, yeah, man, all I gotta do is to do this every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then, you know, that's how that happened. But at the same time, I still wasn't really sticking to that because it still was kind of foreign to me.
Yeah.
And I was not a people's person. I couldn't just walk up to anybody.
Right,
and
not
talk
at
to people
first.
at
Right.
that
That's
time.
one thing I noticed
You know
too.
what I'm
Like
saying?
from then, like when we first started writing on you know, over there in y'all neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, in Paulina.
Yeah.
Like, you did. I mean, we was young, but you was a little bit younger.
Yeah.
But from then, you was kind of shy.
I definitely was.
But nah.
Yeah.
And then that's one thing I noticed about you, how you start stepping up. It'll be times like, you'll be like, man, you know you want this CD. All y'all grab this CD.
Right.
And have a whole, like, 10 people.
Right.
Grab the CD.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, look, give me one too, man. You know
right,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Just like, man, that's my man's right there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That jug is a development and personal, just
right. It was.
You know what I'm saying? We was able to.
But
watch
I think I was like 17 when you came around.
Yeah. I was
17.
thinking about that today.
You know what I'm
like, yeah,
because I was in high school still, actually.
Right.
I was the last one in school.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was the last one in high school because I remember when you did the show at U of I, they had came and got me from school.
Oh, for real?
No, that wasn't that. No, I was out of school then.
Okay.
The year before that, so this is the year before I met you. They literally came and picked me up from high school.
Oh, right.
To go to my brother Terrell school at Southern. Yeah, that's what that was.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm looking like I ain't even supposed to be doing none of that. You know, no, it was either U of I or Southern. But I was going to that when I was in high school still.
Right. He jumped
into
the
saying?
fold.
Right.
Yeah.
But after that, like after high school, like I really never had to be around a lot of people though, because I went from working to. So I was working at the Palmer House. I was around people then, but not really. You know what I'm saying? Like I was working in a restaurant in there.
Right.
Then after that, I worked at Connie's Pizza at Navy Pier. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So I worked at Connie's for a long time too. That's another place that had got me right too.
Oh, Connie's.
Yes, because this line at Connie's Pizza in Navy Pier in the late '90s, right? the line used to be like a Great American line, bro,
Damn.
for pizza.
Right.
And I was on a pizza cart. Like, so I used to have, it was like a little cart, boom, and then we had like an oven behind me.
Mm-hmm.
So all the tickets that come up and I got to put the pizza together and put it in the oven. So you know what I'm saying? Like, but you think about it's 40 people in line.
Right. Right. So
I think the oven took like four and a half minutes for the pizza to be done.
Right.
So I get them so you can put 4 in at a time. Right? So you think about that. Think about how fast your mind got to be moving.
Right.
You can't make no mistakes. When that thing come up on that thing, you got to put that pizza together. Some of them saying extra cheese. Some of them saying light sauce.
Right.
All types of stuff,
right.
bro.
Right. So you got to have all these things flowing in your mind and deliver.
Yeah. I had one employee of the year there.
Oh, straight up?
Yes,
okay.
I was killing that line.
Yeah, because you was there for a nice little minute.
I worked there for, all the way till I started working for the CTA, which was, I worked there from 17 to 19.
Right.
So I started working for the CTA when I was 19. You know what I'm saying? But then I was working at both. I was working for the CTA and I was working at Cunny's.
Oh, I know that.
I was working at Cunny's on the weekend.
Right. Double grind.
So that was another, I always had grind in me though. Like that's just in me.
Right.
That come from my parents. Like my father, he, you know what I'm saying, been fixing cars since he was 13.
Right.
He had a double grind. He had his car fixing business and then he was, you know what I'm saying, a GM for the CTA. So he did that.
Right.
Did both.
Right.
My OG would make clothes. You know, she sold cakes and cheesecakes and all types of stuff too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I sell cheesecakes now. And it's crazy because when I sell cheesecakes, I think about it every time. Almost every time I make cheesecakes. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's
crazy.
real. You know what? Every time like I do my laundry, I think about your moms, man.
Yeah.
Because I remember, you know, I was probably staying over east at the time. And I used to come over there. She's like, you know, you could just wash your clothes over here. She showed me this certain technique.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To wash the clothes, how she did it.
Right.
And that's just something that always stuck with me, how loving she was.
Yeah.
Took me in as a son, basically. As y'all brother and her son, like, that was a beautiful thing, man.
You know what's crazy, though? My OG, man, she didn't take anybody in like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how, you know what I'm saying? Like, even times that we ever got into it or whatever, that's why I never stopped fucking with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My OG didn't take anybody in our crib.
Right.
It was only like you, Moody, Sean, Mike, my friends that I still got right now.
Right.
That's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I definitely feel blessful, man, about meeting.
We couldn't even have company, bro, like that.
Right. I used to be over there all the time.
That's what I'm saying. We couldn't even have company.
Beats, right.
So my OG had to see something in somebody for us to actually
for sure,
let us hang with them like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was love. I remember Matt and Paul. They was kids then.
Yeah, they was kids, man. They grown now.
Right,
man.
they grown. I know. They grown now, doing their thing.
Yeah, my little brother done move out to Texas, man. Know what I'm
Right,
saying?
he
All
in
types of
Texas
stuff. He
now.
on his own.
Right.
Man, I'm proud of him. I'm proud of all of us, man. Like,
Yeah, man.
bro, we was tight knit. We had a ball.
Right.
And we ain't never let the hood take us under.
Right. That's one thing I noticed too, man, because it was, that was y'all hood.
Hell yeah. They loved us in that hood, though.
Yeah, I know.
For real.
I know. Man, dog,
They loved us in
so
that hood.
much love. Y'all brought me in under the same love. Like, man, that's Cysion. He from Detroit.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, they was playing your music on 64th. They loved that Icy Details.
Right.
When that Icy Details came out, we had took it on 64 Full Life. They was loving that Icy Details.
Right.
Like, that Icy Details hard as hell, man. Damn cold. You know what I'm saying?
We flood the streets with that one.
We flood that. I remember we had that first listening party. Rented that little spot out
there.
Rented the excursion. We was riding the city in the excursion and shit.
Man, we pulled so many capers, dog.
Boy, we did it too much. Man. That's why, you know what I'm saying? Like, even looking back at life, bro, like, how could I complain about anything?
Anything, man. Anything. Everything is the journey, bro.
Exactly.
And one thing about how we did it was taking the destiny into your own hands, into your own steps, and learning along the way. A lot of times when we used to bump heads, it was about that too.
It was about that.
You know what I'm saying?
You know why? I remember the first time we ever bumped heads, right? Because I used to always rap my rhymes to you, right? But I had never recorded really, besides freestyling at Moody crib. You was like, bro, you got bars, bro. Like, I like your shit. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom, boom. So you was making the Icy Details, right? So the Icy Details came, and it was one joint that you wanted to put me on. And bro, I literally rapped that verse like at least 100 times, bro. And that shit was never right, bro. Like I could not get on. I couldn't get on point for nothing.
Right.
I'm looking like, damn, man, I ain't even finna be on the album. Everybody else is on there. Shit, I'm looking like, damn, Joe, I'm not even on that bitch. Like, I'm salty, bro. You know what I'm saying?
On the details, right.
I didn't make the details, bro. That's the hardest thing, bro. Still, in my music career, bro, that's one of the biggest regrets that I have, bro.
Oh, shit,
Out of all the times I made music, bro, I didn't get on the details, and that's one of my favorite albums,
Damn, man.
Everybody on the icy details, bro.
Everybody on the icy details.
Yeah. And then the crazy thing about it.
No, Mike and Shaw had that song. I mean,
no, that wasn't on the details, but they had that song that was crazy.
Yeah.
That should have been on the details, though.
That shit was hard. I mean, we was coming up with so much heat.
No, we was coming up with
a lot of shit didn't make it. Shit.
A lot of shit didn't make it around that time.
You know what I'm saying? It was me and Bub, man. Speaking of cooking.
Bub used to get down.
Man, me and Bub. No, I'm talking about cooking them hooks up, dog.
Yeah,
the chemistry me and Bub had at that time, dog.
That shit was retarded.
That like never before, dog. Like,
yeah, man.
We could just be walking past each other or, just look at that TV, be like, hey, check this out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what's crazy, G? That album was made so fast, too, bro. Like, because look, bro, I promise you, every time I came over there, because at this time, Sean was working that Navy Pier with me, too.
Right.
So we used to get on the train, 19 for Albany, and go over there. And every time I came over there, it was like 4 more songs was done or something. And I'm like, damn, bro. Like, I know I ain't gonna never make it on the album, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, that shit was getting cooked up quick as hell, bro. That shit was getting cooked up quick as hell. I'm like, I ain't never gonna make this album.
Man, that's crazy. All the way on the west, too.
All the way on the west side, bro.
All the way on the west side.
Bro, the night that you was trying to record me that night, though, you was in there bitch falling asleep for like, steady hitting the ball, though.
Trying to get you on that, boy.
Trying to get me on that bitch. And then you know who came and clinked that beat up? Guilty Simpson, bro.
Oh, that was the Chicks and Kicks?
No, it was the other one.
Oh,
it's the one where that's when he
Detroit
really
Streets?
went crazy, y'all.
No,
it wasn't Detroit Streets. It's the other one song he on.
Oh, yeah. The first one. The first one. The first one. Detroit shit.
No, it wasn't that. It is Detroit Streets.
Oh, the Detroit Streets beat?
Yeah, it was that beat right there, yeah. It wasn't gonna be that. Because you hadn't put nothing on that yet. You just had the instrumental.
Right.
And then you was like, man, you got a verse for this?
Yeah, because I remember I had a dream about that beat, dog.
And then, but look, at the same time, that's what that song's supposed to be.
Right. Because Guilty came in and
crushed that shit.
Super murked that mug. And then we like, wore these Detroit streets.
Yeah, that ain't supposed to be the hood.
And then he was like, wore these Chi-Town streets. Yeah, he glued that shit together. Even though it was a Detroit stamp.
Yeah.
We were so family orientated through that album too.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That whole movement, dog.
Yeah.
Coming straight to Inglewood.
Yeah.
Then I brought y'all kind of out of the south side.
To the D too. We went to the D.
Right.
I ain't been to the D that many times. Shit, I used to go with my parents back in the day sometime for church.
Right.
That was about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I've been to the D at least 5 times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's we brought back the folk leggers back to Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro.
Like, what up, folk? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We were, just like we said, cuz it ain't waiting on no gang shit, but that was y'all area.
Yeah, that was our area too.
That was y'all area.
Plugged or nothing
right,
like
but
that,
y'all,
you know what I'm saying?
right,
It's just hearing that so much.
Yeah.
That's how we started talking.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And when Cousin came out here, we had got on it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, what up, folks? Hey, what up, though, folks?
Right.
Like, to this day.
Putting y'all slang with our slang and
shit. Right.
That shit was real, man.
Yeah, that shit was real, man. That, they talk a lot about this social media community leadership, but we've been doing that shit for a long time. Bringing ourselves together, trusting each other.
Mm-hmm.
Everything happened in growth, but it's solidified, though. You know what I'm saying? So is this something that just made me think about, okay, we got positions. We done made good lives for ourselves.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What's on the horizon as far as where you want to take your career and your journey?
Where I want to take my career, I'm in a good position right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Chef Marriott, you know what I'm saying? But
right.
So what I want to do in the next 5 years, I want to travel, you know, like to different countries and cities. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And just
right.
learn a lot,
Right.
even more.
Yeah.
And then I want to just open up my own bistro. That's what I want to do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Bistro.
Yeah. I want a bistro that doesn't have a set menu.
A set menu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I want to have like all my classics on there. Like that's gonna be on there. But I want to just change everything seasonally. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Just different stuff. You know what I'm saying?
What make you want to do it like that?
Because man, like I don't never want nobody to get tired of me. You know what I'm saying? Like
okay.
for real. Like
right,
you know
right,
what I'm saying? I always want to bring something new to the fold. Like oh yeah, like he got this over here now. You know what I'm saying?
Switch it up on. Yeah. That's
just different shit, man. Like cause you know a lot of restaurants, man. You will go there, but you can burn yourself out on restaurants too. For real. Like if you keep going to a restaurant all the time, like
right, yeah, true.
Hey, the best thing is if it's consistent, you always gonna go there for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I still want to just bring new shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I want to do.
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Word. I mean, yeah.
I'm just gonna learn more. I just want to keep learning because we never stop learning.
Yeah, no, you know that's man. Once you stop, it's over.
So that's my plan, man. I just want to keep learning, get better at my craft, and just unfold and open my own thing.
Right.
My own thing. So I don't know if I ever want to stop working for hotels though. Like I just extremely love working for hotels.
Oh yeah, because you at the Sheridan now.
Yeah, I'm at the Sheridan Grand Chicago.
So that's an environment you like as far
I like that environment, man, because one, we got a lot of restaurants in there. Then it's just so many entities in there that I'm learning so much. Like basically running a restaurant, I'm already doing that, you know. So it's like I just want to keep running restaurants, you know, like just for when I do open my own restaurant. This is something I've already been doing for years, so it's not gonna be nothing.
Right.
A lot of people fail with restaurants, man. I don't know if y'all noticed that.
Yeah, I heard that.
For real. It's not easy, bro.
It's not easy. What's the toughest part?
One, you gotta have the right sauce in that one. You know what I'm saying? The food gotta be good. That's number one, bro. If that food is even just all right, it's not gonna last.
Right.
The food gotta be top notch. Even if it's just burger and fries, it gotta be fire.
Yeah.
Like you gotta think about some of these little spots. This is like a gyro spot or whatever, Italian beef spot. They food is fire.
Yeah.
If they've been open for 10 years, they is fire.
Right. Like Phil's.
Phil's
never
gonna
fails.
be there forever.
Phil's never fails.
Forever. I remember one time we was here, we ordered that Phil's pizza. We ate it. We ate one. And then called back and ordered another one. The same delivery man came, was like, man, y'all couldn't get enough, huh?
Right.
Like, nah, bro, this pizza is fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just got to be that. If it ain't good, it's over.
I mean, that's the start right there.
That's just what it is. It got to be good. Somebody got to like it.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one. That, and then the other part is budgeting, and it's the money, bro. Like, it's the money part of the game. A lot of people just don't know how to budget the money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know where to get their produce from. They spending too much money. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. The connects, the sources,
the sources and stuff like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
so with that, do you can you tell the difference between like what they say the organic and home fed and grass fed and all of that? Is that a real part, or is that just like marketing?
That's real. That's real, man. And sad but true. Like it's hard to have a restaurant and get all organic. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna run you a lot of money.
Oh, what?
You know what I'm saying? So you got to get the main things that you know what I'm saying. What you spotlighting.
Right.
Yeah, you probably want to get organic on that. You know what I'm saying? But some of the stuff like the seasonings and stuff like that, you probably don't want to get organic on all of that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, but some stuff is you have to. Point shave?
right.
I ain't gonna say point shave, but you know you gotta be aware of what
gotta
you
be
buying.
strategic about.
Like like say for instance, like you might could get Morton salt, but you know what I'm saying. Morton salt might cost more than Crystal, so why would you not get Crystal?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's still salt.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I'm saying?
You just got to know how to know when to hold them.
Exactly.
Right.
So a lot of people, they just try to get all name brand seasonings, all name brand this. Why would you do that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because any money saved in a restaurant is money earned.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You have to save money. So you can't just, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm seeing that now, like, for instance, you know, just working in the industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for instance, like you might want to buy, okay, your cooks might don't know how to slice good or whatever. You need to get new cooks. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is what it is, because if they probably want you to buy sliced tomatoes or something, because they don't know how to slice tomatoes right or whatever.
Oh.
But why would you do that when you could just buy regular tomatoes for a cheaper price?
Right. Just the efficiency of it.
You see what I'm saying?
So with a bistro, that's what is that? Is that just like sandwiches or something? Like, is it a certain type
you
of?
can say whatever you want in the bistro. It's just like the vibe of it, like maybe like an outside sitting.
Okay, right,
area,
just a
whatever,
vibe, right,
Yeah.
right.
I got that from Three's Company, man. No, for real though, because look, that's another thing
Funny
too,
as hell.
man. I used to watch Jack Triple, man. I love Jack Triple.
Oh,
bro.
right, Jack Triple.
And Jack Triple had his own bistro, man. Angelini's, man.
Right.
He ran that joint, and he started from the bottom.
Right, real shit.
You know what I'm saying? He took over that joint, bro.
Right.
Jack was a
What
chef.
was the name of it?
Three's Company.
No,
Angelini's, bro.
Angelini's, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Jack was a man.
He took over
He
that
had
joint.
the
He ended up being a
bistro.
chef there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Man, that's funny.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? Like even that, like I used to love that.
Right.
I used to love cooking, period, bro. Like I started off making scrambled eggs first. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like my OG taught all us how to make scrambled eggs. That was one of the first things he taught us how to cook.
Okay.
Once I started learning how to make a scrambled eggs, I was making it for lunch, breakfast, and dinner, bro.
Right.
I just knew how to scramble an egg. So
Right,
anytime
had
I
it
wanted
down.
to eat something, I was going in there scrambling an egg, bro.
You had it down
Then I
pat.
started making toast, bro. Now I'm making toasted egg sandwiches. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Stuff like that, bro. Just started off like that, and I just kept cooking.
You got a
Kept
favorite
cooking.
dish you make now?
A favorite dish I make now is my I make a jerk Alfredo lasagna. You know what I'm
Jerk
saying?
Alfredo lasagna?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's lasagna. I get jerk chicken. I like using jerk chicken thighs
Okay.
because the thighs is juicy as hell. You know what I'm saying?
Right. True.
On ladies too. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
right.
Yeah, but
Right.
thighs, bro. So you get these thighs. I get the jerk thighs. I cook them. Make them jerk thighs. Cut it up. And I make Alfredo sauce. I make my own Alfredo sauce from scratch. I do not buy bottle Alfredo sauce. I don't do that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I make the Alfredo sauce. Boom. I like to use like Asiago cheese, Parmesan cheese, steel sharp cheddar cheese, and then make a lasagna out of that with spinach in it.
Wow. Man.
Mix the spinach and cream as well. Layer that joint. Boom. Fire.
Dang, man. I'm gonna have to try that, bro.
Fire.
I
make that often.
You gonna have that at all these bistro?
Oh, that's definitely gonna be in there.
Right, it's gotta be.
It's gotta be in there.
Right.
Even when cause like, say for instance, we went through the pandemic. When we went through the pandemic, I end up I was working at the Hilton, the Conrad. They closed down for good. You know what I'm saying? So they closed down for good, man. So I never went back to work. So I'm like, man, like I need I needed a gig.
Right.
But I'm looking like, okay, I had to go back to the grind. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
like, I don't have a gig right now.
Uh-huh.
What am I gonna do? I went back to the grind, man. I went back to the grind. I told myself, like, man, I'm gonna make 10 plates tomorrow, and I'm gonna sell them. I just told myself that.
Right.
Didn't know if it was gonna happen.
Right.
I did it. I think the first day I made, what did I make the first day? I can't even remember.
Your first day just selling the place independent?
The first day I sold a place independent.
Uh-huh.
I sold them all. I can't remember what it was that day, but I sold them all that day.
Wow.
And I'm looking like, you know what? I'm gonna do the same thing tomorrow. The same thing I said when I was doing the grind, right?
Right, with the music.
The money I made that day, I went back to the grocery store. I was talking about I was flat.
Right.
I was flat. I wasn't getting no unemployment. That was over with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
None of that. You know what I'm saying? I was flat. Like I was
Right.
like, damn, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I like back against the wall shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You had to take it back.
That first day, I sold all my food. It was only 10 plates. I sold them for $20, so I made $200. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Boom. I'm like, you know what? I'm going back to the grocery store tonight. I went to the grocery store. Boom. The next day, I made 20 units. Sold them for $20 pickup. $20 for the pickup. $25 delivery. Right. Sold them all.
Huh.
Boom. And then I just went on a run from there.
Dang.
I had to pay my rent. I paid that in a week. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Got that cracking.
Grand Central Station.
The next day I'm like, I gotta pay my car note now. Paid that too. The next, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Boom. Like,
right.
oh, it's over now. Shit, I'm finna do this every day.
Yeah.
And I started doing that 5 to 6 days a week.
Damn,
You know what I'm
that's crazy.
The streets, they had got the jerk chicken Alfredo lasagna. They got that.
Right.
That was one of my top sellers for sure.
Oh, word. Okay.
So I make that, and then I get 4 jumbo shrimps, and then put them on top. You know what I'm saying? Then have broccoli on the side.
On the plate up.
On the plate up.
Right.
That plate up nasty. I'm gonna show you that plate up. That plate up is crazy. Real.
Right.
So I start selling them every day, and then man, I start going to businesses and selling them. You know, like I went to schools. You know what I'm saying? Like doctor offices, all types of stuff. Man, I was pulling up to all different type of places. So then, like, once I get one person in there, they'll taste the food and be like, oh, man, I like it. Then they start telling their coworkers about me, and then, you know, I'm waking up in the morning now, I'm getting money before I even start cooking. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You're creating these opportunities through your effort and your expertise.
So I started posting it every day, and boom. Or I had one guy I go to guy. His name was Mark, man. Shout out to Mark, man. But Mark, he was working at Longwood Grammar School on 95th Street, right? And bro, he's get my food from me. Boom. So then he started telling all the other teachers and all that type of stuff. So now, man, I remember one time I hit him up like, bro, this is what I got today or whatever. Fam hit me back, text me like less than 10 minutes, like, hey, I need 14. Like, damn, you need 14.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I got enough product for my other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, bro, because, you know, I don't like telling somebody no. You know what I'm saying? But I had to keep it controlled. So the most plates I was making, maybe it was like 25 to 30.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so I had to shift some shit around. Like, damn, he want 14 of these joints. Like, damn.
I mean, that just lets you know once you start the bistro.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
and then I was cooking different stuff every day.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to switch up what I'm making at the bistro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So look, Auty, well, as far as how you created these opportunities, like, man, I'm so proud of you. I mean, just seeing your development, bro, like. And this is only like the beginning, only part of it.
Right.
What would you tell like a younger, you know, like some of the kids? Because you know it's a lot of distractions out here.
Yeah,
it's hard to focus. I think it might be a little bit harder to focus now.
It is, man. Social media make it like that, man.
Right. So what would you tell like
and devices?
The devices, exactly.
Devices are vices.
Yeah, devices are vices for real.
Yeah, for real.
But tell the kids to you know, to grab onto to help them, you know, kind of create their life the way you've been able to.
But for real, man, like, I just think about, like, if I would have just zoned in and stayed cooking and being a chef, man, right by now, I probably have a chain, bro. You know what I'm saying? A chain of restaurants. You'll never know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the main thing is, one, like, if you love doing something like as a child, like, for real, you could do whatever you want to do. Like, anybody, like, I know that sounds cliche, saying oh, you follow your dreams, you could be whatever you want, but that is true, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't, a lot of people say that's not true.
Yeah.
When we see it happen.
Yeah. I mean, you live in it.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it happen with other people. Like, the main thing is just never giving up.
Right.
Like, when you look at other people's story, man, like, they always tell you their story and it's always hard.
Yeah.
Nobody just lucked up and just, I mean, maybe 1 out of 1,000. You know what I'm saying? But everybody, you go to back list, look at all these people's story, all the successful people. They all got a hard story.
Yeah.
But then when the breakthrough comes, it feels like, it just up and happened. It was popcorn,
like
but it really ain't.
Like it was yesterday. Right.
Yeah.
Nah.
But they put in the work, man. That's all it is. Like, from a kid right now, if you in high school or whatever, you about to get out of school, whatever you want to do, you could do that for real. And that's for real, like, and you should. Because that's when you're going to get the most gratification out of your life.
Right.
Because you actually did what you want to do. Unless it's like some crime or something like that, like, you know.
Right, something that's going to cause
but you still
anxiety.
Might be successful doing that, to be honest. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it has happened, but it is
but
happening.
I'm just saying, it's happening, but I'm just saying.
Like, just drawing out your own, the same energy, just drawing out your own creation.
Right.
Creating your
like,
life.
Literally, like, for real, like, literally get it how you live. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that's how you feel.
Get it how you live.
Like,
get it how you live.
Yeah. You ain't never gave up, bro. I've seen that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
right.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the main things. I 100% agree. Just to the point where that's one thing that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Giving up on nothing. Like, even like you going into the cooking. Remember, I made that transition with the IC Stars. Shout out to IC Stars to start doing the project management. Met them on the grind. Right. You know how it be the moments.
It's the grind, man.
You get them spidey sense. You be like, I was walking past about House of Blues. I'm like, and I saw this group of people. I kind of just did the low-key moonwalk. Let me see us about these people. Long story, a little bit longer. Boom. I got project management, certifications and degrees.
Exactly, see?
And some of the same stuff that we was practicing in the music, going to that. Like producing, especially like orchestrating, people like, oh, this need to be done like this, or we need to done by, putting together bars, putting together recipes. So that's a beauty of the grind. It all come back.
It never fails.
It never fails, man.
It's a terrible thing to waste.
Man, for real.
Dude, I remember
it gets graded later, man.
We used to see other people like that we know they was working. Like they was working downtown. We was down there. We was working too, but they was working downtown.
Right.
Some of them people I still see right now, they be like, man, bro, like you used to be down there just grinding, bro. I used to love to see that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, we still going down there now.
Some of these people my customers now still.
Right.
Like even on the food, like even people that I met on the grind. Like you remember Cash G and
yeah. Shout out to Cash.
Hey, they were some of the first people buying food from me, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Right.
This was before I even started selling meals every day.
Yeah, it's the grinder's creed.
You know what I'm saying? They just, you know what I'm saying? They wanted to check me out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. For
real.
sure. That's real stuff. Cause we was through there clean.
Yeah.
We was through there clean, man.
Yeah, we was.
You know what I mean? We had to huddle up on a lot of that stuff and get our plays together too. And just make sure that our energy, because there's a lot of crazy stuff.
There's a lot of crazy stuff going on,
man.
We used to have to pull ourselves together a lot.
Right.
A lot.
Yeah.
For real, we used to have a little meetings right outside the river, and guess what? Guess what the river is now? A whole river walk where they get so much money.
Right.
We should have been thought about that.
Yeah.
Real. Yeah, because you remember that little restaurant used to be down there, but it was abandoned, remember?
Yeah.
It was an abandoned restaurant down there.
That was one of the huddle ups right there.
Yeah, never thought that was one of our spots, right?
Man, yeah, that was one of our spots.
We had never thought about trying to open up something right there.
No.
Now that whole river walk is flourishing.
Yeah.
All the way down like 5 blocks.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, man.
I mean, but it lets you know. I mean, if we wouldn't have took those walks, we wouldn't know how that shit developed. Oh. And like people don't know how that wasn't there.
Yeah.
All them seats, the boats pulling up. Before that, it was all it wasn't like that.
They got boat docks and all.
Yeah,
they was cleaning up right there, bro.
Yeah, that's great. But Chicago, you know, especially in a city like Chicago, man, you know, one of the major cities, New York, L.A., anywhere really is major as you make it. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot to get here. That's one thing I liked about Chicago when I first came here. I was like, man, all of these buildings look like money.
Yeah.
And it wasn't New York. It wasn't like going all the way out somewhere. It's like right down the street.
Right.
So it's always an inspiration. I mean, there too. So, man, it's just a grateful thing to be able to look how we started at certain places. Midwest property status come together and unified, and everybody basically like flourishing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, another thing too, bro. I actually laid my first verse that was legit in Detroit.
Literally. I remember that.
That's when we came out there with Real made his first album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think I was on like 3 songs on that joint.
Yeah, that shit was hard too.
That
man.
was bananas.
I love that album.
And I came out there, that's when I finally got it together.
Right,
He was like, yeah, boy, you ready now?
Right.
Like, yeah.
I remember that.
I'm ready now, sir.
I remember that.
For real.
I remember that, for real. Yeah, there was some hits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still be listening to a lot of them joints sometimes still.
We're going to have to float that out some more, man.
Yeah, we definitely do.
Shout out to the realist, you know what I'm saying,
Man.
down there in Houston. What up, Doug Cuzzo?
Right. I was just listening to Real a couple of days ago. He gonna say, because you know, I love the food. You know what I'm saying? So Real gonna tell you, on one of his lines, he gonna tell me, he feeding your whole meat sandwiches. Like, who says that, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The serious though. He was serious though. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I know. Yeah, he coming with some
bars,
unorthodox bars that just ain't nobody gonna think of like that.
No.
Right.
But it's gonna be hitting though.
Yeah, it's gonna be hitting for sure. That's one of the brilliance of Real too. He would come with that, like, it's so intellectual, but it's hard at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So if you missed it, you got hit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you like, damn, you didn't even know it was like, you just learned something.
Like, damn.
Once you reflect on it, you're going to be like, damn, that's like,
He was talking about Dianetics and all types of stuff. Looking like, what, bro? But you know what? Hey, then Danny Reels, bro. Joe, I learned something from Danny Reels on the cooking side, bro, like, for real.
What?
One of Danny Reels' struggle meals, right?
Struggle meal?
Yeah. Uh-huh. That's like if you ain't got that much money or whatever, right?
Okay.
So my brother used to make noodles with spinach in it. Like, he used to put spinach in the noodles.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I never forgot that. Right. Like, I still kind of do that sometimes.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If I'm getting some noodles, I'll put some spinach up in there. And it's fire like that. You know what I'm saying? I just learned all types of stuff from cooking from people, bro. I'm telling you.
Man.
If you got a nice, listen, if you don't want me to know what you doing, hide it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna implement my own ingredients or my own style into whatever you're doing on the cooking side.
Right.
For real. I'm gonna do that.
That's wild, man. So where so you still got the independent you at where your gig now?
Yeah, I'm still independent, man. I do independent catering. That's what I do.
Okay, where the people can find you like?
They can find me on Instagram.
Okay.
Auty_authentic.
Okay, Auty_authentic, and you got like. Do you got like a menu that people, or you just
I don't have a menu, man.
How do it work?
You know what? Like most of the time when I do a catering event, they'll go on my page and then they'll see all the stuff that they like, and then they'll actually build a menu from that.
Oh, word. Okay,
yeah.
Okay. So you can customize it like that.
Yeah.
Word.
I got so much stuff on there that you can actually like. Oh, I like that. I like that. I like this. I like that. And I'm like, okay, boom.
You see the page.
I got you 9 entrees.
Yeah,
you know
man. I'm glad I asked you that because I need to put together something too. So, is it like a certain number of people? Like, how would I place an order?
So if you place an order, you
just think about how many people.
It goes like how many people.
Okay.
And it goes about how much I know you too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like for real, like if I really want you to have my food, like that means a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be 1,000
exclusive.
Because it's not for everybody, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like cooking for everybody.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I like cooking for people that I care about. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody referred me to this person. I care about the person that referred me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Because like I really cook with love. Like I'm gonna give my food to people that I feel like that deserve it. And you know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, a lot of people feel like, oh, they just catering, cooking food, man. It's not an easy gig.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of mind control. Like, bro, like sometimes when I'm doing a catering event, bro, for somebody, like I be thinking about food before all through my sleep, bro. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I be like, oh, dang, I forgot to get this or whatever. Now I got to get up in the morning at 6 o'clock and go to the grocery store, make sure I got this. And it might be something as small as like some brown sugar or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's just ingrained in your
real, bro.
Because
like when I'm thinking about a catering event, the day, like 2-3 days before, I'm piecing it together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It takes time, bro. Like you got to go different grocery stores, all of this type of stuff. So one, I got to want to do it for you. Other than that, and the money got to be right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For real. Especially if I'm not just trying to bless you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
I bless a lot of people, bro. I get people like really, you know what I'm saying? I be reasonable with a lot of, like very reasonable with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's love right there.
But you know what I'm saying? So it just depends on if I really want to do it for you or not.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like that means a lot. Cause I'm always gonna get the money, bro. Cause I'm doing positive shit, and you know what I'm saying? Like I never really feel like I'm ever gonna be broke, bro. Like because I'm doing something that I love.
Right.
And it's like every time I need the bread, anytime I need money, bro, it is always appear like.
Right.
Like for real, man. Anything could just be going on, but like, man, I need this money if I'm trying to do this or whatever. Somebody will call me like, oh, I got a party for 50 people. Like, psh.
Right.
Sometime the same day, bro.
Right. Right.
I had did a party for a girl. I was kind of hurting a little bit. Like, damn, man, I need some bread, man. I need a catering event to come through. Man, the same day I said that, I'm driving, dumping off meals. I get a phone call. Girl called me like, yeah, I need a party for this amount of people for 2 days in a row. Like, dang, okay, cool, like that. Me. I'm like, how much? She was like, we came up with the price. Bro, she just gave me the whole thing right there. Sent it to me in a matter of 10 minutes. Like, that's God right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's real.
Because, you know, usually I just take a deposit and then I get the back end. You know what I'm saying? After I deliver the food or cater, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But bro, she just gave me the whole ride. Wow. Got me straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking like, oh yes, this is right on time.
Right.
But the day I did the party, I'm like, damn, I ain't even gonna get no back end.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But still, it was needed. It was needed at the time I'm human, man.
Right,
you know
right, for sure. I mean, you know, you was used to that repertoire, but you got it all up front.
Yeah.
Because
I still laced them though.
Right.
I laced them.
They knew they could count on you. So
the day I did their party, I'm gonna tell you how I know I laced them. Right. They got the food, whatever. I set it all up. Boom. They had like their great grandmother there, like she was a real older lady, right?
Right.
So they gave her food first. Hey, she called me over there like, hey, come here. I'm like, what's up? She was like, everything on this plate tastes good. I'm like, yeah, it's over. Nobody else ain't got to say nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that means that the food was seasoned just right, because you know older people can't eat food that's too salty. They can't eat nothing that's too sweet. All of that type of stuff. That means everything was just right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was good. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Excellent execution.
That's how I go, man.
That's it up. Yeah.
That's how I go.
Dang.
But catering is crazy, man. Like you dude, like you'll get some people. A lot of people don't be serious about catering. Like that, say they want you to cater for them. But guess what? They be trying to come with some low ball prices sometimes.
Right.
You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it be like that sometimes. I turn a lot of people down, bro.
Right.
Like a lot of people, I got to tell them no sometimes, you know.
Right, because they ain't trying.
Like literally,
they ain't coming with the bread.
Right. Then you got 50 people. You trying to put some $700. Like literally, the groceries for these 50 people gonna be more than half of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like for real. So you think I'm finna cook for this amount of people for $350?
Yeah.
Sound crazy.
Put it together.
Right
there. At least gotta give you. You know, you gotta be compensated enough to put your passion into it.
Exactly.
At least.
Exactly.
You know. So
unless. The only way I do something like that, I'm telling you, like it got to be somebody I really care about,
right?
Or somebody that actually put me in a certain position before in life, asked me to do this for these people, or something like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. The boomerang effect.
Like I got a buddy, you know Amon, right?
Probably got to see him.
So they got a podcast called Corner Conversation.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Amon, man, like Amon, I always cook for him a lot because. The last time it was his birthday, I just told him like, bro, I got you on GP. You know what I'm saying? Because he done put so much business in my pocket, bro. It's ridiculous, bro.
Right.
So it was his B-day. I'm like, bro, He's like, man, you come to the crib and hook up on mom? I said, yeah, bro, and I'm going to do it for free.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I done made so much money through your pipeline this year. You know what I'm saying?
It's automatic.
Yeah. So we got to look out for people like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? When somebody putting you in position, stuff like that, you got to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Because that always keep you good.
Keep you good.
Yeah.
Keep you good like all these beasts.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, man. I'm glad you came on here, man.
Yeah,
you
man.
know what I'm saying? I'm glad
it felt
you
good,
came
man.
on
It felt
here.
like a little therapy, man.
Right, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what it's all about. Especially, man, like sometimes we don't know what we have accomplished.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm glad to hear your story, like face, because we ain't never really sat down like this.
Yeah, we have.
Piece to piece, we see the developments and stuff like that. But it's like sometimes you don't really know how much you've been through like that whole time till you talk about it.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's a beautiful thing, and I'm glad people getting to know you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People that we already know in common, and then people that's gonna know us just from looking up how to cook or how to make a living for it, how to become a chef. It might be somebody 13. You know how we do, man.
Exactly.
You know how it go, but it's just like a song or a plate. You never know where the effect gonna be.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that lady told you, like everything on this plate was good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's straight, man. So you said Auty_authentic.
Yeah.
On IG, that's your main platform.
That's my main
now.
platform on IG.
You know what I'm saying? Put in an order. Make sure you come with the right bread for the food.
Please,
you know what I'm saying?
Bread for the bread, please.
Right, bread for the bread, please. It's gonna be quality service, quality food, excelente. And what else you want to tell the people, man?
Man, I just want to tell the people, man, like anything you want to know about cooking, you can actually hit me up, like for real. Like anytime any of my friends, family, or anybody that's friends with me on social media or anything, I love telling people how to cook something. Okay. Because I love teaching how to cook.
Word.
So if you need to know any recipes or anything or how to cook something, please don't be afraid to hit me up.
Word. Yeah. That's what up. Bat it up, guys. Yeah. Word them up. Well, thanks again, man.
You're welcome, brother.
Much love, bro.
Yeah.
Talk to you when we gonna talk, of course, after this.
Right.
But once we upload this, I want y'all to leave some comments, get Auty some shout outs, ask some questions like he just said, and it's art to art. This man that went from rap artist, also writer, now living his life in another one of his passions. So an example that you don't have to have one passion. It's just an energy force, you know what I'm saying? Your spirituality, putting into your effort. Effort can never be denied. It's strong like gravity. So that's why we do this, art to art, man. So much love, y'all. Thanks for joining in. Say what up, though. Subscribe and all that good stuff. Mainly, just put in tune what we talking about and add to it so we go up and up. All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.